Good morning to one and all. Government of Karnataka, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. I welcome to the session for 51 of Unit 6 Fuel Cells, Hybrid Power System and Power Factor Improvement of the course, that is subject Electrical Power Generation of third semester, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Today we are going to discuss contents are introduction, effects of low power factor on power plant, method of power factor improvement. At last, we will see multiple choice questions. We will recap some highlights what we discussed in session number 50. Here we look onto the definitions of basic definition of power factor. In the first way, we can define it is a cosine angle between voltage and current. The second way is it is a ratio of resistance to impedance, and another way is active power to apparent power. It is a ratio of active power to apparent power. As we know that active power is a real power, it is measured in watts or kilowatts. A reactive power is a wattless component, that means VAR, volt amp reactive, or it can be represented by kVAR. And apparent power is a combination of both real power and reactive power. Next, in previous session, actually we discussed on what are the causes of low power factor. There may be different causes, that is single using of single phase and three phase induction motors, varying load in power system is also one of the cause of low power factor. Industrial heating furnaces. Next is electrical discharge lamps, transformers, harmonic currents. These are the major causes of low power factor. Next, we will discuss effect of low power factor on power plant. Actually, in electrical engineering, the power factor of AC electrical power system is defined as a ratio of real power absorbed by the load to the apparent power following in the circuit. And we know that power factor is a dimensionless number and it is close in the interval between minus zero point 0.1 to 1. A power factor of less than 1 indicates voltage and current are not in phase, reducing the average product of two. Real power is the instantaneous product of voltage and current, represents the capacity of the electricity for performing work, and apparent power is the product of RMS current and a voltage due to the energy stored in the load and returned to the source, or due to the non-linear roads that distorts the wave shape of the current drawn by the source. The apparent power may be greater than the real power. A negative power factor occurs when the devices which are normally the load generates power which then flow back towards the source. That is example inductive loads, induction motor, three phase, single phase, discharge lamps, transformer, etc. In an electrical power system, a load with a low power factor draws more current than the load with high power factor of same rating of equipment. The higher the currents, the energy loss in the distribution system will be more and requires large wires and equipments of big size and higher rating capacity. Because of the cost of the large equipment and wasted energy, electrical utilities will usually charge a high cost to industrial or commercial consumers if they are maintaining low power factor. Okay. Next, we will know some basic formulas Power factor plays very important role in AC circuits since power consumed depending on the power factor. P is equal to VL IL cos phi for single phase supply. That means IL is equal to P divided by VL cos phi. Next, for three phase supply, P is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. If we IL derived means P divided by root 3 VL cos phi. It is clear from the above that for a fixed power and voltage, here voltage and power will be fixed. The load current is inversely proportional to the power factor. You can observe, lower the power factor, higher will be the load current. It is very simple. If the power factor is high, the load current will be low. The major effect of poor power factor is higher value of line current. We know that the power factor is an important parameter for calculation of power in an AC circuit. For a given power and voltage, the current flowing through the line is inversely proportional to the power factor. This means low power factor means high current drawn. That means higher the losses. Next, we can list out the effects of low power factor on power plant. The first one will be large kVA rating of equipment. The electrical machineries, example alternators, transformers, switch gears, they are always rated in kVA. Large kVA rating and size of electrical equipments is the major effect of low power factor. We know that formula kVA is equal to kilowatt divided by cos phi. Machines, we know that machines are not rated in only kilowatt while manufacturing because the power factor of the supply will be unknown. Instead, they are rated in kVA. For example, transformers are rated in kVA. It is clear that kVA rating of the equipment is inversely proportional to the power factor. We can see in a slide, kVA is equal to kilowatt by cos phi. Therefore, lower power factor, the kVA rating of equipment has to be made more and making the equipment larger. If the equipment sizes are larger, the cost will also increase and it become expensive. Next effect is greater conductor size and cost of the transmission line. Poor power factor is not only important for loads but is also very important role in transmission also. Previously we discussed if the low power factor means the size of the equipments is increased, the kVA rating has increased. Not only equipments, the size of the conductor will also increase because as the that means low power factor means current drawn by the equipment will be more. If the current drawn by the equipment is more means higher current carrying capacity of the conductor should be required. If the higher current carrying capacity conductor is replaced means the cost will also increase and the greater will be the conductor size. Thus, the size of the transmission conductor will also increases. And to transmit or distribute a fixed amount of power at constant voltage, the conductor will have to carry more current at low power factor. You should remember if the power factor is less, higher the current drawn by the loads. So for that, it necessitates to use large size conductors. Okay. Third point is high transmission loss, hence poor efficiency. The large current at low power factor causes what they will cause, that is I square R losses in all the elements of supply system. If power factor is low, the current drawn by the equipment increases. As the current drawn increases means the losses will also increases. The losses is defined as I square R. The current will be squared into R. This results poor efficiency. The losses means copper losses are proportional to the current squared. If there is poor power factor, there is a more current flowing in the circuit and it is not contributing to the power dissipated in the load. That extra current leads to power dissipated in the wires. That's why they are called copper losses. Next, poor voltage regulation. As we know that the large current at the lagging power factor causes greater voltage drop in uh, alternators, transformers, transmission lines and distributors. This results in decreased voltage available at the supply end. Thus, the performance of the utilization devices will be reduced. In order to keep the receiving end voltage within the permissible limit, extra equipment, that is voltage regulators, are required. And we know that uh, it is defined as, the regulation is defined as, it is a difference between sending end and receiving end voltage per unit. When the power is transferred from one end to another end, the voltage drop due to the several reasons, this voltage drop should be within the permissible limit. So large line current causes large voltage drops in the line impedance. Therefore, the receiving end voltage VR, it is represented by VR, which be much lower than the sending end voltage. Sending end voltage, it can be represented by Vs. Hence, the voltage regulation will be poor. Next, penalty from power supply company. Here, the penalty means the electric power supply companies imposes a penalty of power factor below 0.95 lagging in the electricity bill. As we know that the distribution companies will charge power factor maintenance bill, power factor penalty bill for industrial consumers. If the industrial consumers not maintaining the power factor 0.95 lag, they will be charged more for separately. If they are not maintaining power factor, they will charge separately. Because in industry, as we know, most of the loads are inductive loads. That means three phase or single phase induction motors. As we know that induction or inductive type means the current will be lags voltage by 90 degree in pure inductive circuits. As the angle increases, the power factor will be low. If the low power factor means the current drawn will be increased. Next, reduces the handling capacity of the system. The lagging power factor reduces the handling capacity of all the elements of the system. It is because the reactive component of the current prevents the full utilization of installed capacity. Next, large copper loss. As we know that the current drawn by the equipment for low power factor will be increased. That means the copper loss is proportional to the current squared. That means I square R. If there is a poor power factor, then there is a more current flowing in the circuit that is not contributing to the power dissipated in the load. It is not with respect to load. That means the extra current leads to power dissipated in the wiring. That itself causes a called a copper loss. Next is low efficiency. In the low power factor, in case of low power factor, there would be a large voltage drop and large line losses. And this will causes the system or equipment's efficiency too low. For instance, due to the low power factor, there will be a large line losses. Therefore, the alternator needs high excitation. The generating efficiency would be low. Okay, these are the factors which we discussed are the effects of low power factor on power plant. Once again, we will glance. large kVA rating and size of electrical equipments, greater conductor size and cost of transmission line increased, high transmission losses, hence there will be a poor efficiency, there will be a poor voltage regulation, there will be a penalty from the distribution companies for not maintaining the power factor, reduces the handling capacity of the system, large copper loss and low efficiency. Next. Next is methods of power factor improvement. We have a question in a mind, why power factor improvement is required? Power factor improvement ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹೌದು ಇದೆ. Yes. Keeping all the disadvantages of poor power factor in mind, we can realize that necessity of power factor correction or improvement not only eliminates the problem associated with low power factor, but also makes the system economic. Economically, it will also increase. What it will do? If there is a low power factor, means there is a chances of motor failure. That means low power factor means current drawn by the motor equipment will increase. If huge current is drawn, there is chances of motor failure, electric or electronic equipment failure. There may be overheating of transformers, switch gears, cabling, nuisance tripping of circuit breakers or fuse, unstable equipment operations, high energy usage and cost. These are the causes of low power factor. So a power factor correction may be required where a system has a power factor less than 90%, we can say 0.9. A poor power factor can contribute to equipment instability and failure, as well as significantly higher the necessary energy cost, since it means the more current is required to perform the same amount of work. By optimizing and improving the power factor, the power quality is also improved, reducing the load on the electrical distribution system. There are three power factor improvement devices. One is static capacitors, second one is synchronous condenser, third one is phase advancers. Okay, we will see one by one. First one is static capacitor. You can see in a diagram. The power factor can be improved by connecting the capacitor in parallel with the equipment operating at lagging power factor. The capacitor, which is generally known as static because it does not have any moving part, it draws a leading current and partly or completely neutralizes the lagging reactive component of the load current. If the lagging reactive component is completely neutralized, there will be a rise in power factor of the load. And for single phase, we are using a single capacitor. For a three phases, we will use the three capacitor for each phases depending on the delta connection or star connection, depending on the type of load. The advantage of these type of static capacitors are they have low losses, they requires little maintenance because they have no rotating parts. That's why they are called as static capacitors. They can be easily installed because they are light and required no foundation. They can work under ordinary atmospheric condition, and it is having very few disadvantage. The lifetime, you can say up to 10 years, it will come for up to 10 years, and they are easily damaged if the voltage is exceeds the rated value. Once the capacitor is damaged, these capacitors should be replaced. That is the disadvantage. So next equipment is power factor improvement equipment is synchronous condenser. A synchronous motor takes a leading current when over excited. Therefore, it behaves as a capacitor. this is the definition. An over-excited synchronous motor running on no load is known as synchronous condenser. When such a machine is connected in parallel with the supply, it takes the leading current which partly neutralizes the lagging reactive component of the load. So the power factor will be improved. Here the three-phase synchronous motor runs in overexcited mode. Then it draws the leading current and behaves like a capacitor. The advantages of this type is they are very reliable, flexible, they are having a long lifespan, and they are not affected by harmonics. There is no switching surges. You can see in a diagram a three-phase synchronous motor when they are operated at no load, then over-excited synchronous motor operated at no load, it will act as a capacitor. That means it will inject the reactive power at locally, and it will neutralizes the reactive component, and it will increases the power factor. You can observe in a waveform. You can observe in a waveform the power factor is increased from cos phi L, that means phi L the angle, to phi, because it is inductive load. Current lags the voltage by some angle, that is phi L. The V is lagged by the load current IL by the angle phi L. By connecting the synchronous condenser, the angle is increased. That means the current I is increased from angle cos phi L to cos phi. Next is phase advancers. The phase advancers are used to improve the power factor for only the induction motors. The lower power factor of induction motor is due to the fact that its stator winding draws exciting current which lags behind the supply voltage by 90 degree. If the exciting ampere turns can provided from some source, some AC source, then the stator winding will be relieved of exciting current and the power factor of the motor can be improved. The job is accompanied by this phase advancer, which is simply an AC exciter. This phase advancer is mounted on the same shaft as the main motor, and it is connected in the rotor circuit of the motor. It provides exciting ampere turns to the rotor circuit at slip frequency. By providing more ampere turns than required, the induction motor can be made to operate as leading power factor like previously we discussed over-excited synchronous motor. It is having two principal advantages. First one is it acts as a acting ampere turns are supplied at slip frequency. Therefore, lagging kVr drawn by the motor can considerably reduced. And secondly, phase advancer can be conveniently used where the use of synchronous motor is unadmissible. However, the major disadvantage is these are not economical for the motor which is rated below 200 HP horsepower. Next, we will see MCQs. The first question is, what are the consequences of low power factor? The options are increases the rating of system equipment only, or only line loss increases, both A and B, none of this. The answer will be both A and B. It increases the rating of the system equipment and also the line losses. Second question. The power factor of the circuit lies between, the options are 0 and 1, -1 and 1, C 0 and -1, D, none of the. The answer will be B. 0 and 1. The power factor of the AC circuit lies between 0 to 1. Next question. Third question is, in order to improve the power factor, which device should be connected to the power system? Options are series capacitor, shunt capacitor, series inductor, shunt inductor. The answer will be shunt capacitor, because the shunt capacitor which eliminates the reactive power and the power factor will be increased. That means it will inject the reactive power locally. That means the shunt capacitor which is used to improve the power factor. Next question. To reduce the power consumption, the capacitor should be located. The options are as close possible to the load, as far as possible to the load, not too close, not too far from the load. D, all of this. The answer will be it should be close to the possibility of the load. Answer is A. Next question. In order to improve the power factor of equipment operating at lagging power factor, a capacitor is connected. The options are in series with the equipment, in parallel with the equipment, in series parallel with the equipment, either A or B. The answer will be it is in parallel with the equipment. The answer will be option B. Sixth question. The power factor of the load can be improved by using first one, static capacitor, option B, synchronous condenser, C, phase advancer, D, only A and B. The answer is both capacitors, static capacitor and synchronous condenser. The option is D. The power factor of the load can be improved by using static capacitor and synchronous condenser, and the phase advancer is only to improve the power factor in induction motor, that is above 200 HP. Where there is no chance of using synchronous condenser, there is a chances of using phase advancer. Next question. These are the references for this above content. Okay, we will conclude. As a consumer has to pay electric charge for his maximum demand in kVA plus unit consumed. So if the consumer improves the power factor, then there is a reduction in his maximum kVA demand, and consequently there will be an annual saving due to the demand charges, maximum demand charges. The power factor improvement involves extra annual expenditure on account of power factor correction equipment, yet improving the power factor to a proper value results in net annual savings for the consumers. The power factor ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪವರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಡಿಸೈರ್ಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಪೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ electricity bill will be valued profitable. Okay, thank you.